Normally I abbreviate in my videos, but I just feel like
there's like a lack of that today. I don't
well,
know.
you can't call them muffs. Okay, so here's the story. I accidentally sent a reference photo of these muffins to every single employee at Condé Nast, meaning to just send it to my team. And basically the crowds went wild and they demanded the recipe. So here it is. It's on the website and now it's in video form. So these are extra corny cornbread muffins. So it's a cornbread batter. It has stone ground cornmeal, but then we amp up the corn flavor with fresh corn. We're gonna start by shucking the corn off the cob. This is an Andy Baragani special. He wanted to make sure that I gave him a shout out. There's a small bowl inside the larger bowl. So it's a little platform for standing your corn up. So then you can just shuck right down and the corn falls into the larger bowl. This isn't called shucking? What's this called? Dekerneling? Apparently shucking is taking the husks off. Whatever, you get the point. Taking the stuff off the stuff. Okay, so that was super easy. Thank you, Andy.
Thank you, Andy.
Thank you, Andy. Now we'll just get rid of this inside bowl. And I'm gonna reserve a half a cup of these kernels for sprinkling later on. So we're starting with AP flour and cornmeal, sugar. But these aren't necessarily sweet muffins, but there is some sugar to bring out sort of the natural sweetness in the corn and to balance all the black pepper that's coming in later on. Baking powder, baking soda, good amount of salt, and 1.5 teaspoons of pep, which is a lot. I'm adding 1.5 cups corn to the dry ingredients. Stir that to combine and coat all the kernels. And then I'm gonna make a well in the center, which is where all of our wet ingredients will go. The wet ingredients include 2 whole eggs, 1 yolk, 3/4 a cup of sour cream, 2/3 a cup of whole milk. Just gonna whisk that to combine. And then I'm gonna stream in 1 stick of unsalted, melted, and then cooled butter. And we're gonna add that into the well. And I'm just stirring in circular motions to start to combine all of the dry ingredients into the wet ones. I don't wanna overwork this batter. All right, so I'm gonna just spray a regular old muffin tin here. I'm using an ice cream scoop to divide the batter amongst all the muffin cups, but you could also just use a cup measure, and you could also just do it with a spoon. It doesn't have to be super precise. A little bit more over here. Okay, so we're all full here, and I'm gonna take the reserved corn and just sprinkle it on top. This way you'll know that there's corn in the muffins when they come out. And then a sprinkle of flaky sea salt. It looks a little wackadoodle right now, but the corn will all sink into the batter and it'll rise and it'll look like a muffin when it comes out, which is the goal. Okay, into a 400-degree oven for 18 to 20 minutes. The muffins are in the oven, and in the meantime, we're gonna make some honey butter. This isn't really a recipe, but we decided why not serve it with honey butter? Because everyone loves honey butter. So there's 2 sticks of unsalted butter in here. I'm just gonna beat it until it smooths out all the lumps and starts to incorporate a little bit of air. And then I'm just gonna drizzle some honey, and I'm doing this to taste. Like I said, it's not a recipe. We'll taste it as we go and see how sweet we want it. And then I'm just gonna put a pinch of flaky salt in there also, which will bring out the sweetness of the honey. Give it a taste. A little bit weird that I'm gonna eat straight up butter right now, but tasty. All right, it's light and fluffy. There's a lot of air incorporated into it, so it's very spreadable. So you can slather it all over the muffin. Ooh, that sounded kind of gross. And I think it goes really nicely with the savory nature of the corn muffins. There's a lot of black pepper in them. Cornmeal is super savory, so it's nice to have this as a complement. Time to check on the muffins. Ooh, they're getting nice and brown. Rotating halfway through so they get even browning. Not done yet. All right, 9 more minutes on the clock. Oh, it has been 17 minutes, and these look nice and golden brown. So we're gonna just test them with a cake tester and make sure it comes out clean as a whistle. If they feel like they're sticking a little bit to the muffin pan, you can just use a little offset spatula or butter knife to help lift them out. And then it's best to cool them on a wire rack the rest of the way. These can and should be eaten warm, so they don't need to completely cool. I'm gonna eat it warm. Should we crack into one?
Let's crack into one.
Which one?
This one.
You choose, Tommy.
I like this one.
This one's for Tommy. Okay. All right, let's crack in. Throw some honey butter on this. I mean, come on. Look at it melting. You get a muffin, Joel. Joel, tell us what you think.
Delicious.
So delicious, so corny, so hot and steamy, buttery. What is it not? Make sure to send this recipe out to everyone in your inbox, like I did.
I'm about to roll out.
Great.
Roll out.
Let's just cut
Roll
into
out.
two.
I think